Hey, what's up? Caleb here. Love ya. And I want to talk about those couples that give compliments to people outside of themselves. So, for example, a man who is in a couple and then he says, "Oh, that girl is really good looking," or says, or a woman says the same thing. And some couples, they think that's okay, and I've asked a woman about that who was very frequently complimentary of men outside a relationship, particularly celebrities, and like, "Oh, he's so hot." And I was like, "Don't you think this is a little disrespectful to your boyfriend?" I think she had a boyfriend or fiance. I think it was her fiance, actually. Anyway, she might have been married. I forget. Anyway, she said, "Oh, our relationship, we're actually like mature, or we don't get jealous like that." And I'm like, "Okay, I mean, I don't think that's the issue here. I think it's being respectful to your partner. And as much as you want to think that it has no effect on the relationship, you're probably wrong. And even if it doesn't really affect the other person, to me it just seems not respectful. Now, if people are in a relationship, they can do whatever they want, between themselves. Fine. I think it probably is going to be detrimental for the relationship, at least at some point. What is likely to happen is similar to what happens if people have an open relationship, and that one person gets in a relationship, the other person gets jealous, then it goes back and forth and up until they break up or somebody goes crazy. Or both. This, I think, is very likely to cause low self-esteem. It's likely to cause jealousy. It's likely to cause, just the relationship not being very strong, and insecurity, lack of trust. Now, this comes to Tiger Belly. If you don't know what Tiger Belly is, it's a podcast with comedian Bobby Lee and his longtime girlfriend, Khalyla. And Khalyla is one of those people that is a lot of people consider good looking. And I always really didn't like it when this common thing happened, that someone would come on their podcast or meet Khalyla with Bobby for the first time and be like, "What? You're with him? Why would you be with him?" To me, it seems so rude and so disrespectful. I think going after someone's looks, is the easiest thing, because it's the first thing you see. It's the most apparent thing. It's always there. And as much as people want to say, "Oh, it doesn't affect them," it never feels good. Let's say that. It might not feel bad, but it never feels good. So it's much better to just err on don't doing it. And I know comedians like to joke and make fun of each other about everything, but I would guess that most people who have undesirable traits, myself included, if you were to ask, would you want this to be different? Would you want it to be more of what society deems desirable? I think most people would say yes, even if they're a comedian that usually get jokes out of their appearance. I could be wrong. But I noticed that both of them, they seem to have the agreement, Khalyla and Bobby, that they will talk about other people outside the relationship, and it's fine, because Bobby has done that, and Khalyla has done that, but Khalyla seems to do it much more. And again, I'm not here to like referee their relationship or be like, you shouldn't do this as much, because if they do have that sort of policy that they both consider it okay to, rave about people outside of the relationship or compliment, then okay. I think putting limits on it is kind of weird then, but they don't anyway. So, because clearly, if you listen to some of their clips, Khalyla, from what I've heard, does it much more and with much more vigor. She will really go on about. I mean, she said some things about guys that like felt hurt for Bobby, with the amount that she like gets excited and talks about how attractive other certain guys are to her. Now this is Bobby. Bobby is half of the relationship, so he can leave. He can say this is not appropriate, and he doesn't, and he himself engages and talks about how attractive some people are. But like I said, I think it's detrimental to the relationship. I think if Bobby, I think it would be healthier for both of them to not do it, and this goes for any relationship. I'm not saying people shouldn't be honest, but there's a time and place for everything, and you can think something and not say it. That doesn't mean you're not being honest. I think, especially with the previous of what I was saying, in that people will say to Bobby, go on and on about how much better how much better looking Khalyla is than him. I think it's hurt his self-esteem. I think he already had really low self-esteem. He said some very sad stories about how he would spit at his own reflection and say that no one would want to be with him, to himself. I think it's very sad, and I think people like that need reassurance that they're safe in the relationship. And I hope things get better. I think Khalyla has said a lot of sort of disturbing things. So I think they're both about her past, and I think they're both somewhat damaged, disturbed people. And hey, who isn't? Everyone is, right? But I think they, particularly Khalyla, doesn't think of her some of the things that she said as like something that needs to be addressed. So I'm saying all these things not to judge anyone. I want the best for everyone. I have love for everyone. And I think that their relationship it's possible to make it really great. I just think that right now, and anybody with these sort of things in a relationship with, that think it's okay to rave about people outside the relationship, I think it's not healthy, it's not good for relationship. And I think, if you're not addressing if you're not trying to fix yourself and get yourself better all the time, and really realize that you have issues, things aren't going to get better, clearly. So, anyway, I'd like to hear what people think about this. Thank you for watching. Love you. And I just want to say quickly, and I didn't go into detail about what I think problems are for Khalyla and Bobby in terms of individual and their past and their mentality and things. Just talk about the relationship aspect and compliments about that, people outside, because some of the things are so disturbing I wouldn't want to have that on my channel. And some of the things might be controversial, so anyway, yeah, thanks. If you would like, comment, subscribe, that'd be cool. But if not, that's fine. Take care.